Gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure and pride to welcome you all to Model Institute of Education and Research for this book launch function, which is being held today in our campus. First and foremost, I would like to welcome our most esteemed chief guest, Dr. Jitendra Singh, and welcome him to his alma mater. And as I always say, it's a homecoming for him, and he has been visiting us in the last so many years and guiding us with his words of encouragement and support for the institution. And I'm sure, sir, that you will be happy with the progress and growth of the institution. And we assure you that the trust that has been reposed by our founders in us will continue to work towards achievement of those high ideals and objectives and take the institution further. I welcome you from the core of my heart today to this institution. I also welcome Honorable Justice Sanjeev Shukla ji, Honorable Judge J&K High Court. Sir has been one of the topmost legal luminaries of the UT and has been providing landmark judgments which has influenced the policy and administration and the functioning of the UT.
Being not only a witness to this equation, but also making me a part of this journey of these new ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, it is difficult to review books written by an academician like Professor Bhatia, who is an institution in himself.
Million words, classic words, and therefore these things cannot be changed. Please take care. Reading the judgments, analyzing the judgments of the Supreme Court from 1950 to December 2019, I was wonderstruck. I was wandering just like a wandering monk here and there and trying to dig out the sea full of sand and trying to find out those pearls from that sand कि कौन से वो मोती हैं, कौन से वो हीरे हैं जिनसे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनलिज्म इंडिया में इवॉल्व हुआ है. आई एम वेरी सॉरी टू से देयर इज नॉट इवन ए सिंगल लॉ स्कूल और लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी, इतनी लॉ यूनिवर्सिटी है कंट्री में, those who have developed or evolved the school of thought on constitutionalism. अरे भाई कुछ नहीं करना, पढ़ाते तो हम आम यूनिवर्सिटीज में भी पढ़ाते हैं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेयर एक्ट लेके चले गए, क्लास में पढ़ाया, ये है वो. संजीव शुक्ला जी को याद होगा, हम भी यही करते रहे हैं. लेकिन किसी ने भी ये प्रयास नहीं किया, ये कोशिश नहीं की है कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनलिज्म का एक स्कूल ऑफ थॉट तो इवॉल्व करें.
It is a legal limitation on government. It is antithesis of arbitrary rule. It is opposite to despotic government. The government of will instead of a government of law. That is what is the essence of the constitutionalism. But defining constitutionalism to mean a limited government means the idea of limiting the functions of the government to be done in accordance with the constitutional principles would be a negative understanding of the firm. There is something affirmative action of the government.
Between the law as it exists in the Indian Constitution vis-a-vis as it is there in the separate constitution of Jammu and Kashmir. And you will be pleased when I tell you that almost single breath and simultaneously I said Professor Bhatia and he also said Bhatia. And soon thereafter, about half an hour later, I called him up. I said, I have a book of yours, but I just want you to precisely send me those 3 or 4 pages. Actually, there are 2 chapters of comparison. Though I have not been a student of law, but I have had this khurafati of studying every subject. And usually, as Francis Bacon once said, in the context of English literature, he said the greatest harm to the cause of literature is done by the teachers of literature. So, those who educate themselves through self-education sometimes try to learn more than what the formally educated have done. And I called up Professor Bhatia and I told him there are 2 chapters in your book. Though I didn't have the book with me, but I could recall. So I said, could you send me across? Then, academically committed as he is, he started dabbling with it. So after 2 hours, I called him back again. He said, I'm having some issues with the internet. I'm waiting for my daughter to come home. But then Gita, I'm sure he must be a great follower of Bhagavad Gita. I don't know, Mrs. Bhatia may be able to testify that. But that reflects, the author's mind reflects in the book. And then of course, as he himself said, I try to explain to you the Raj Dharma related to the polity, the Rajya Dharma related to the administration, which are very scarcely followed today. And to that I might also add in the context of Jammu and Kashmir Nyaya Dharma, which was actually the theme of the oath which was taken by Maharaja Hari Singh when he rose to the throne in 1925. And his opening speech was that hereafter I have no religion, my only religion is justice. And that is actually the religion which he was trying to explain. Religious not in the dogmatic sense of Hinduism, Islam, Christian, because I have read Quran almost 10 times in translation. Bible I grew up reading. Bhagavad Gita was a home scripture. None of their scriptures actually advocate that kind of a dogmatic religion. So this religion which he was telling, I think was the best understood by someone like Maharaja Hari Singh, who also happened to be a son of soil like Professor Bhatia. So I think you have actually carried forward that legacy which I wish could be emulated by the successive or the successor administrators or rulers in Jammu and Kashmir. Most of the institutions are not interested in organizing these programs that they find quite dull, dry, and also heavy. But you have actually given us the encouragement to look up to you whenever there is something related to academics. All along when I was sitting here, I was only remembering Dr. Arun Gupta ji. I wish he was around there. And I think the first time I'm coming here in his absence. It was never happened before. I would always speak to him or he would speak to me before I came here. So without his permission, I have entered into his premises. He was a visionary with a very progressive outlook. And to a great extent, like Kishori Bhatia, he unidirectionally devoted himself to the cause of education. And I said, I'm not singing a single word without evidence. When I am saying this, I have at the back of my mind many others of his contemporaries. Arun Gupta ji was one person who devoted all his life to education without deviating into other businesses, which many others felt tempted to. So I think that is something which makes him a role model for those who follow him. Personally, these last 2 years, incidentally, I lost 2 Aruns who were close to my heart and also had influenced me to a greater or small extent. Dr. Arun Gupta ji one, and Arun Jaitley ji, with whom I virtually had a day-to-day basis relation for many years. And in fact, I think the last time he spoke to me was also me. It was on the 6th of August. Arun Jaitley ji called up at about 8:45 because he was not attending the parliament, he was not well but still at home. So I would tell him what had happened during the day. Sometimes I would visit him, sometimes though he was prompted for meeting too many visitors, I would call him up. So before I could reach out, he called up. So I told him, sorry, the parliament sat late, so I couldn't get in touch. He said, no, I am writing a piece on Article 370. So that was the culmination of the exercise that had happened jointly with him. Because that day Lok Sabha had passed, the earlier day Rajya Sabha had passed. Incidentally, that was the last piece written by Arunji, his blog, which I later circulated also widely. She said, I just called up, कि आप पार्लियामेंट में वो बार-बार बोलते हैं खालिक एमएलए, I just wanted to correct myself in my right. Because I also used to say that the elections in J&K used to get so rampantly rigged that there was a time when there came to be 2 classes of MLAs known outside Jammu Kashmir. One was Janta MLAs who were elected from Jammu region. Others were Khalik MLAs, Khalik famous DC, Deputy Commissioner, Srinagar, then the erstwhile